With the release of the all-new Triton this year, it's only a matter of time before we get an all-new Mitsubishi Montero Sport. But before that next-gen SUV comes out, Mitsubishi Motors Philippines has decided to give this Montero Sport Black Series 4-wheel drive another facelift. Now in this video, we will find out what sort of updates were made to this mid-size SUV. Let's do this! The Mitsubishi Montero Sport has always been one of the most fully loaded SUVs you can get for the money. That in itself is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because people who bought the Montero Sport before won't feel left out in terms of performance and features. Now maybe that's why the Monty has such a solid following here in the Philippines. It's also a curse though because, well, there's really not much to improve that will help justify the usual inflationary price increases. See, this top-spec Montero Sport Black Series 4-wheel drive now retails for 2,502,000 Philippine pesos, a whopping 200 grand more than the Monty that I reviewed 2 years ago. So, what exactly do we get with this latest update? Let's find out. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. Now I debated with myself if I'll start with the drive for this review video because to be perfectly honest with you guys, this facelifted Montero Sport Black Series 4-wheel drive does not get any mechanical upgrades from the same Monty GT 4x4 that I reviewed 2 years ago. You see, it seems that Mitsubishi is saving these significant mechanical upgrades for the next gen, which should be based on the all-new Triton. So, we still get the same 2.4-liter Myvec turbo diesel engine here that puts out 181 PS and 430 Nm of torque. We also still have the same 8-speed automatic transmission here. So, yes, just like before, the turbo diesel engine that we have here pulls well in the low end, although it doesn't feel light and peppy as the one that I experienced in the all-new Triton, whether in the single-turbo GLS trim or even in the bi-turbo Triton Athlete. So yeah, the Montero Sport still feels heavy. You know, it feels heavy to drive. You know you're driving a big and burly mid-size SUV, and it is heavy in reality because it has over 2 tons worth of curb weight. Now the steering is also still a hydraulic power assist system here, which explains the heft that we have here, and it also explains the direct feel that this steering assembly is giving back. Now I won't really go too much into the drive here in this video, guys, because yeah, I already did that in my previous video, the one I made 2 years ago for the Montero Sport GT 4x4, and my driving impressions in that video is exactly still the same as what I experienced with this facelifted Montero Sport Black Series 4-wheel drive. So if you want to watch that video and see my driving impressions, you can click the link above. No sense repeating myself in this video, pare, right? So what changed? Well, the facelift is mostly a styling update. You see, the Montero Sport Black Series 4-wheel drive now gets these updated front grille here with some really cool LED DRLs. I mean, dude, check this out. Pretty cool, huh? Now the front grille looks kinda the same as the one found in the Expander Cross, bringing it closer to the family look. We also get a redesigned LED headlight units here, as well as a redesigned front bumper that now comes with these larger honeycomb grills right there. And we also have a blacked out front skid plate that integrates better with that front bumper. Now, if ever you're wondering what the heck happened to the top-spec Montero Sport GT, well, Mitsubishi Motors Philippines decided to streamline the local Montero Sport lineup, dropping the GT trim and the limited Rally Art trim, and just retaining the Black Series both in 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive, and the base spec GLS trim. Now, since this is the top-spec Black Series, well, we do get a bunch of black bits here. We get the black top roof and the black top blacked out roof rails. We also have blacked out door handles here, as well as a blacked out power folding side mirrors. We also get the blacked out bits up front, as well as the ones found at the back, including the rear spoiler. And we have these 18-inch blacked out alloy wheels in a different design. You see, these wheels are now more sinister and more mysterious than the two-tone alloy wheels found in the Montero Sport GT that I reviewed 2 years ago. Now, the mechanical bits still remain the same though. We still get Mitsubishi's legendary four-wheel drive Super Select system here that comes with two locking differentials. We still have a center locking diff and a rear locking diff. And, well, the other mechanical bits, again, remain the same. We still have ventilated disc brakes on all four corners, and for the suspension, it rides on double wishbones up front, and we still have coil springs at the back. Now, the ground clearance still stands at 218 millimeters, again, just like before. Alright, so here inside, Mitsubishi decided to tweak a few more things to keep things fresh. We now get a two-tone burgundy and black interior here versus the all-business black interior from before. Now that helps to keep things look premium, fresh, and more upscale. Now we have power leather seats here that also come with a heat guard, and we also have a newly designed steering wheel, leather wrapped of course, and we also have the same paddle shifters from before. Now the steering wheel also adjusts for tilt and telescoping, so that's pretty good news for taller drivers. And if you're looking for the engine push start button, well, you'll find that on the left side of the steering wheel, which might take some getting used to if you haven't driven Montero Sports in the past. Now, when you go over to the gauge cluster here, we still have an 8-inch digital gauge cluster there that has received a redesign in terms of its interface. It now looks a little bit more premium and more upscale versus the sporty digital gauge cluster from before. Now, moving over to the infotainment system, we have an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system here that is pretty well spec'd, just like before. You see, we get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and we also have the image of a 360-degree view camera with multiple angles. Although I did have some connectivity issues with my Android Auto here while I'm driving the Mitsubishi Montero Sport, although I would attribute that to my cable, to my cable wire, probably, but I don't get that with the other vehicles, so yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, moving forward, we also get this stitch burgundy soft padded material on the sides of the center console, and we still get the usual layout for your center console buttons and knobs. We have your four-wheel drive knobs right here in the middle, your buttons for your locking diffs, and we have an electronic parking brake with an auto hold function. Now, being the top-spec Black Series four-wheel drive, we also get a sunroof here, which is a carryover from the previous top-spec Montero Sport GT. Now, another carryover for this facelift would be the safety systems. Again, the Montero Sport has always been well ahead of its time in terms of safety, so there's really not much to improve here. We get the full suite of advanced driver assist aids, as you're now seeing on your screen. The forward collision warning system is also quite sensitive. It's always, warning me whenever I'm driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic. So yeah, that's something that you also have to consider. It doesn't want you to, to fight and jockey for position when you're, when you're on EDSA, when you're going through really heavy Manila traffic. Now, in terms of the fuel economy, well, I got the exact same figures as before. City drives gave back 9 kilometers per liter, while a highway drive returned to me 14 kilometers per liter. You see, it's not really the most fuel-efficient mid-size SUV in the category, but we should see better fuel economy figures when the Triton's updated bi-turbo engine makes its way into the Montero Sport. Now, the rear end gets the same design as before, and being the Black Series, as I said, we get a bunch of blacked out bits here. The rear spoiler is blacked out. We have this blacked out center garnish right there, and the rear bumper overrider is also blacked out, and it really stands out in this white diamond paint that we have. Now, the LED taillight units are still the same design, and we still have that smart power liftgate here with a kick function found on the side here. Although I don't have the key, so yep, we're gonna open that like that. But you can open it and close it by just doing this here at the side. So now that we have this thing open, with the third row seats folded, well, we do have a good amount of space, just like before. Now I have my large piece of luggage here. As you can see, whoa, there you go. I can put my large piece of luggage there. I can put two more beside it and a fourth one on top, so you can put 4 large pieces of luggage with the third row seats folded. Now, if you're looking for the spare tire of this vehicle, well, it can be found underneath the car, all right?
There's really not much to improve on the Montero Sport Black Series 4-wheel drive since it's already so well equipped from the get-go. Still, these small styling changes help to further improve on the Montero Sport's already gorgeous style. So while we know that the arrival of the next-gen Montero Sport is already imminent, what with the next-gen Triton already being sold this year, those who still choose to get the current Montero Sport Black Series would still have a well-equipped and highly capable 4x4 midsize SUV in their hands. Anyway, thanks for watching.